fun idea I had here. Why not go ahead and have some fun? I'm actually a big wrestling fan. I love it, as a matter of fact. I'm not sure how I feel about this audio, though. I feel like it's still going to be too high. Um, but anyone who knows me knows I'm a bigger wrestling fan. I do love wrestling. I did recently get this game. I got the season pass with it, which is exciting. And I think it would be a great way to get some people together in here while doing a live stream of this. Play the game a little bit while at the same time talking a little wrestling current events. So I'm not sure how it's going to work, but we'll find out. We'll find out exactly how this works, and I'm going to play with it. Because that seems to be my thing, and it makes me feel a little bit excited just at the idea that I can kind of mess around with this. So we're going to have some fun, some good old-fashioned fun, and we're going to play around with it because I can, because I'm awesome and stuff and whatnot and reasons. So that's what we're going to do basically, is just play around and have some fun. I'm going to see exactly how this works and see if maybe it works out in a positive way. It could be positive, it could be negative. Maybe we'll have a large amount of people in here. Maybe we won't have many people in here. I don't know. Whether we talk theories on hyped returns, the possibilities of who we may or may not have. Um, I think it would be a lot of fun to have some people in this, and it would be great. So definitely looking forward to hearing some opinions, hearing some feedback, and being able to go ahead and explore possibilities with people. This could be fun. This could be a lot of fun depending on how this goes. And if it's something that people are into and interested in, I'm sorry, I had to itch under my hat, and my headset is over my hat. So you probably heard that, which is top notch. However, again, something I kind of wanted to play with and just see what we could do with it because it might be fun. So basically, I'll just probably end up playing like a bunch of random wrestling matches and just kind of playing around with it and seeing how it goes, and doing some talk, doing some basic talk. We can basically go ahead and either talk about your favorite wrestler and where you think they're going to end up and how you think they're doing, um, and I can share some of my theories, you can share your theories, we can debate back and forth. I figure it might be a lot of fun. So far, no one here, which is okay. It happens. It happens. I'm not too upset by that. But definitely something to play around with. I'm excited about. Now, one thing I do talk about a lot. I talk about this so much because it's bittersweet. Um, and I like the fact that they're using them more. I don't like how they're using them, which is what's depressing. I hate how they're using him, and that's just an honest to God feel on that. Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is Bray Wyatt's a guy that I can have a lot of respect for. That I feel like can do a lot in the business if he were allowed to, but he doesn't get enough of the push that he needs to do anything with. And that's just upsetting. He's someone who continually keeps the crowds intrigued, which is great. He has so many fans out there that support him. Every time he comes out, people are doing the Fireflies. He's something great that the WWE has that I feel like they're wasting. He's wasted talent. Now, a lot of people speculate that with the recent feud with the Final Deletion, that he can come back as Broken Bray Wyatt or Woken Bray Wyatt, whatever you have it, as the WWE version is. We're going to see how good I can do this whole talking thing while I play. So you'll have to excuse me. I'm probably going to be pretty shit trying to split it between. But I'm going to make the attempt anyways. But nonetheless, there's the speculation he's gonna come back woken Bray Wyatt, which will be good because he'll be able to have a little bit more freedom from what he's been doing with the whole storyline he's done to Eater or Worlds uh, spiel and whatnot. And I think for him to kind of step back off the whole Eater or Worlds scene might not be a bad thing, but to keep there somewhat wouldn't be a bad thing because I feel like what he packs in, as long as the WWE plays it right, they could honestly fill that hole that the Undertaker leaving is gonna leave, because there's gonna be a big hole from that. There's gonna be a hole left in the WWE from Undertaker retiring, because Undertaker has been like that mystic presence this whole time. And if you excuse me, I'm just gonna take my hat off real quick. Hold on, I'm still here, guys. I swear. I did not mean to bump that like that. I'm sure it sounded extremely pleasant. But there's a hole that's going to be left once The Undertaker does retire officially and stops coming back. There is speculation he's going to come back this year and face off with John Cena at WrestleMania. Now that on a subject on its own, on a side subject there, is that a good idea? I'm not sure. Undertaker always said in interviews, if he gets to a point where people can look at their children, boy, if you would have seen him back then, he doesn't want to be in the ring anymore. Sadly, as much as I respect The Undertaker as a legend, it's been at that point as a while. You can definitely tell he's tired, needs to enjoy his time and, relax now. It's his time to actually just soak up that retirement and relish in all the greatness and glory that he's created for himself. I wish he would do it. But I think what they should have done with ending the streak was giving it to Bray Wyatt. However, they already gave it off to Brock Lesnar, which is one thing, but then the next year they had an opportunity. They had an opportunity to pass the torch, let Bray Wyatt win against them, and take that torch over and become the new faces of evil, as Bray Wyatt was going on about in the promos. I think that was an awesome promo. I think it should have been done and should have been toyed with. I think having Bray Wyatt pin The Undertaker clean and doing the whole Face of Fear bit would have been brilliant. They've obviously, tried playing with the testing the waters before with the whole, he got the powers from Kane and Undertaker thing. So it's not like they haven't tested the waters with the idea before. But they just haven't stuck with anything that worked, and then they give them ridiculous gimmicks like the Sister Abigail thing where they had him dress up as Sister Abigail and the voice and whatnot. That was ridiculousness. For a guy who originally was Husky Harris was doing okay with popularity, but he just wasn't sticking, and that's what ended up breaking him in the business, which was sad, because he cared about wrestling, you could tell. But to come back, create this character like he did, and completely 180 or 160, I'm not sure which one it is. It's one of the sayings, guys. You pick and choose whatever, floats your boat. But for him to create Bray Wyatt as a character, come back with that, and to do everything he has done with it, fucking pure genius. Because the guy knew how he could go ahead and recycle himself properly and bring some popularity to his name, which was great. And I think that's something that should have stuck. Originally, too, was another thing when they were doing the whole Woken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt thing in the final deletion. It seemed like they were kind of leaning towards more favor towards Bray Wyatt, which was great. And I think would have helped boost him. I understand they got to, give the Woken Matt Hardy character some legitimacy in the WWE. That's not the question. That's not something I need to, even wonder. He needs legitimacy. He is a popular stable. He is something that will bring in a lot of fans. He's going to be that sideshow attraction, which is great. But he's also running unlimited time, too. The Hardy Boys said that they were pretty close to retiring. They just wanted one more run in WWE, which is more or less what we got out of that was one more run. And I think it's kind of sad that we fed him Bray Wyatt. We could have fed him so many people, but we fed him Bray Wyatt instead of... Ooh, I can't... See, like I said before, I said this in the last video I was doing. I was playing around with Skyrim, trying to play around with this mic and see how it worked. And so I can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time, which is very painfully obvious. But, you know, I understand we had to feed someone to him. We had to give him that legitimacy in the WWE, that feel. And where I think Bray Wyatt was a good choice, I do not believe Bray Wyatt should have lost that feud, which is really sad that he did.
There may not be a more heartless individual than Bray Wyatt.
Aside from that, congratulations to Matt Hardy for creating a successful character, even though it's watered down in WWE. They're still doing good on keeping it a success. But I think Bray Wyatt definitely should have taken on and beat Undertaker at WrestleMania instead of the Undertaker streak going to Roman Reigns. That was just a waste. Not the streak, but the retirement. I'm sorry. He retired the Undertaker, which was the sad part. All right. I was gonna say I thought I reversed this. I wasn't positive, but apparently I did. So making sure. But it was a waste to have Roman Reigns beat him and practically retire him, as many people look to it as. That was his retirement match right there. And when the 3 count came up for Undertaker, he left his his fucking jacket and hat inside the ring, and people took that as a signifier that was his last match. Which leads to speculation, if Undertaker does return this year, he will return as the American Badass, which I don't know. There's a lot of people have a lot of opinions about that. There's people who think it's stupid and don't like the American Badass character. Me personally, I don't mind the American Badass character. The only reason I say that is because when you think about it, American Badass is Mark Calloway. That's Mark Calloway as he is. Hold on, I gotta reverse this. Got it. But that is Mark Calloway. That's not it's not any gimmick or anything. It's not, you know, like the Dead Man where, oh, it's just this gimmick he's putting on. That's just dead on Undertaker and who he is, which is great, I think. Which is exactly why we shouldn't want to knock that, because after so many years of doing the career, this guy has definitely earned his ability to go ahead and, you know, do his thing the way he wants to do. If he wants to come in, you know, just ride a motorcycle and be himself, let him do it. I honestly can't think of any reason why we shouldn't let him do that at this point in his career. But I know that is that's one of the big little peeves I have, though, is how we play with Bray Wyatt, how we don't take him seriously. It's disappointing to me. Another cool thing knowing wrestling, which I found really cool recently, is for a while we know Daniel Bryan's been cleared to compete. For a while ago now, he got cleared, where he was allowed to compete, and WWE unfortunately wouldn't clear him themselves because they were too paranoid of the potential risk and what was going to happen. You know, would it be a good idea? Would it be a bad idea? They did clear him to compete, actually. It was announced Tuesday before SmackDown. He came out. He gave a nice, beautiful speech. And honestly, I think it was a sincere speech. I don't think it was anything they told him, you know, go out there and, you know, make this up and make that up and be over dramatic. He actually came out there as a person. He was saying how grateful he was that he had the opportunity, you know, to do what he loved to do. Oh, are you serious? But, you know, it was really awesome to get to see that. Yeah, I'm not beating this out, apparently. But, oh, fuck. I didn't realize I fucked up the reversal. It's really sad. But, you know, he came out. He was thanking the fans. He thanked WWE for the opportunity. And, you know, he got really emotional when talking about Brie, which is understandable. I'm sure there's a hard situation in the both of them. Of course, I'd get my ass kicked there. Yeah, I could have reversed that. I was just too busy. But, you know, it was a really nice thing. And to see him actually be able to get involved at the end of the show was awesome. If you haven't watched it, I suggest you go back and watch it. It was amazing to see him get involved in the scheme of things. We were able to watch him, you know, as he fired Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and then they attacked him. He started to come back and, you know, attack back, fight back, and at the end, you know, obviously numbers game caught up and he got taken out with it. But that's okay because we still got to see him in a little bit of live action. I'm sure it's going to build up to something. A lot of people seem to think it's going to build up to a WrestleMania match, which is going to be him and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which would be interesting to see, I guess. I'm not sure. There's a lot of people thinking if he got cleared to compete that he was going to be facing off with Shane McMahon himself at WrestleMania. But, yeah, clearly that's not where it seems to be going storyline-wise.
He's still not moving, guys. He might be out, Cole.
So, I'm not entirely sure what's going on where or why.
He's simply reminding him that he's here.
Not too fast.
If that doesn't end it, I don't know what will.
That's where I lose because I'm too busy talking.
The Undertaker got him there.
I want to know why he's not using his finishers, though. That's bugging me.
He's taking a long time to get up, guys. Perhaps
playing he's waiting.
Here, Cole. That one was off the mark. Awful. Just plain awful.
I keep getting too fast. I'm going for it too quickly. We're talking about the Daniel Bryan situation. It's going to be nice to see him come back, though, and make an actual return and see what he's capable of doing. I'm definitely excited and looking forward to it without a doubt. I can't even, deny that at all. And I'm definitely not able to stress how much I am looking forward to seeing him come back. You know, I was never an over-the-top, OMG, my fave, but I have a lot of respect for him, you know, and if you go back and watch on his career, you'll see, you know, he's done a lot with himself, and he's done great. And I have all the respect in the world for everything he's done. 2, kick out. Yep, there we go. Called it. I knew it was happening. I knew it. I don't know what it's going to take to keep him down either. I have a big problem with facing The Undertaker. Actually, what's really funny is anyone who pays attention to this channel will notice that there is Bobby and Brandon show extra content on here from shows we used to do on Spreaker. Well, me and him have been playing recently. If you know who he is, we've been playing a lot of Universe mode together, playing it. Ooh, that's not good. Playing it like it was the LGM mode though, and just kind of playing with it. Oh, I couldn't even reverse that. That sucks.
Just when you thought he had nothing left, absolutely punishing.
Am I about to die?
Here we go. The Undertaker's
but shit.
Wyatt kicking some serious tail here.
That's what I need to do, is apparently kick serious tail.
Great job escaping, trying to turn this thing around. He's too quick.
But we've been playing a lot of Universe mode, and what's funny is I actually got. Oh, really? You're a dick.
I expected nothing less, Cole. Bray Wyatt reverses it. He is a one-man gang in there. And it's Bray Wyatt executing the reversal. Showing very few signs of life here.
There we go.
Yeah, there's no way he comes back from this.
But,
Ring the bell now.
actually, we were setting up at Money in the Bank, and I had Edge versus Bray Wyatt for #1 contendership. Whoever won, you know, goes for the title at Money in the Bank. Whoever loses is going to go ahead and be in the Money in the Bank. And I remember looking at Bob and being like, Bray Wyatt's going to lose just to lose. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, he's going to lose this match against Edge. He's going to go into Money in the Bank, and then he's going to lose at Money in the Bank. And that's just going to be it. Like, he doesn't seem to have a good winning streak in the game either. And I don't even know how we got on the subject, honestly. But he ended up winning Money in the Bank, which was a big shock to us. I mean, me and Bob were on our feet, you know, smoking a cigarette, you know, talking, and we ended up, like, literally screaming in shock at this. And then we were on our feet because when we cashed in on Undertaker, we had one ahead. And I know I got a lot of has-beens in the fucking shit, but fucking, we were literally screaming as we could not pin this guy and get him to stay down. I'm just going to keep kicking him until I get my finisher. Is that acceptable? That's apparently acceptable. Okay, thank you, game.
He doesn't appear to be in a hurry.
One more time.
Anymore.
But that was definitely a moment to have been there for. Was me and Bob screaming as we're playing this game. And maybe one of these days, like, me and him will have to do, like, something like that when we're playing this game and do what I'm trying to do right now with the wrestling talk, 'cause it might be kind of fun. But nonetheless, we're talking actual wrestling. I don't know how we stopped talking actual wrestling. Daniel Bryan being back, though. A lot of fun, though. And I think it's definitely a good thing that's going to happen. I don't know how we got off the Daniel Bryan subject and over to that subject. By the way, if anyone knows, because I don't know what the hell I can do with these. I suppose I could Google it. But all these points, what do I do with them when I get the Season Pass? The Season Pass gives you more points, but unlocks everything at the same time. Don't understand what all the points are for. If someone could explain that to me, I'd appreciate it. But Daniel Bryan coming back is exciting. There's a lot of possibilities for that. I look forward to seeing where it can go. I hope, fingers crossed. And I am happy with having him as the general manager. A lot of people think it's kind of redundant. I think it's kind of cool because it's something that's low risk for him and at the same time keeps him within the world that he loves to be a part of. But I would like to see him get one more run with the gold, and I think that would be awesome. Don't send him with that crap ass, you know, Universal title that we say is a good thing. Let's send him with send him out with the actual WWE title itself. I think that'd be nice. Let's keep him on SmackDown with that and see what we can do. I think I'm gonna set this one up just to be computer. Like, we'll simulate that match just because. I mean, why not? If I can find everyone, which I have a lot of trouble with because apparently I'm dyslexic with letters. I'm not really dyslexic. I'm just kind of stupid and slow. So we'll have the, well, we'll go ahead and we'll take the best friends here and we'll put them together. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We'll do our Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon combination. We'll let that run through and simulate itself. We'll go ahead and continue talking. I had fun playing that one match, but again, I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. If I really wanted to, I can, but I'm also a little lazy. I'm not going to lie. And I am thinking about going to the store to pick up something to eat, which might happen eventually tonight. I'm not anywhere near the S's. Good job. Good job, Cambo. Good job. QRS, it's up here. You fucking idiot. You are dumb. Alright, there we go. So many Shanes. Why are there so many Shanes? Okay, but let's do this during the day because we already did the night. Yeah, no, it's definitely something exciting that we can look forward to seeing. Hopefully, they don't put him in another storyline like they did where he was the underdog coming up. He's obviously got a lot of built-up popularity. He's one of the most popular wrestlers at this point. The way he lights up an arena, I mean, it's amazing. And Normally, yeah, it happens with returns, but he's not really a return as much as he's been there this whole time. But people were so genuinely excited for him to be back, which is great because I think he deserves it. He clearly cares about what he's doing. Oh, other subjects. What else is really going on in wrestling that can be talked about? I don't know. The only other thing that I really personally can say that I've been thinking about a lot lately is CM Punk. Um, CM Punk is definitely someone of interest to talk about. And there's actually this crazy out there theory that I have. And that's that he is in fact contracted and coming back. And there's a couple of reasons for this. And it's logical, but at the same time, it can be considered a little outlandish. Like, at the same time, like, maybe I'm speaking taboo. I shouldn't be thinking it's a possibility. It's not as there as I think it is, blah, blah, blah. We're just going to skip all these entrances because, I don't know, I feel like they're going to be a little drawn out. So, we'll let this one go, actually, because I can respect this. I can dig it. But, CM Punk, I am almost 99.9% positive he has been contracted back into the WWE. Now, where nothing's been said about that and it's tight-lipped, no one's exactly, I don't think anyone's exactly denied it. I haven't came across anything or heard anything that's been denied. But I think he's been contracted back. And there's reasonings that I feel this way. It's just a matter of when they're going to put him on TV. And I know he's contracted with UFC. That's the number one thing I hear all the time is, oh, he's contracted with UFC, blah, 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 blah. You know, obviously, you know, he can't come back because of that. Well, so was Brock Lesnar. Well, Brock Lesnar wasn't back in WWE at first. So is Brock Lesnar now, who is currently cross-platforming between the two. He did a UFC show recently. He's still doing WWE. It's not impossible. It's unlikely. Because let's face the fact, who these days wants to share their talent? Who wants to, you know, do that to themselves? Right now, especially with a big name like CM Punk. CM Punk is a huge, huge name in the wrestling industry and then all that. And the idea of keeping him exclusive to something is good and well, but let's face the fact, CM Punk also didn't do very well in his first match. There was a lot of hype for it. There's a lot of speculation on how he was going to do. People were excited to see him return to it in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it wasn't wrestling, but yeah, this is as good as we can get, and this is CM Punk we're talking about. However, he obviously didn't do too well, which was kind of upsetting to see. I was really hoping for him. I had really honestly hoped he'd do well and that he'd be happy with seeing. Now, I know he's got other side projects going on too. Like he's been recently, you know, collaborating on comics and stuff as far as I've seen while looking into stuff. The fact of the matter is, though, is he swore never to step foot in WWE again in an arena, be part of a show in any way, shape, and form. I know WWE had their personal problems with him, and they weren't, you know, the happiest with him. You know, and there was talk about that. I mean, there's also talk where they respected him, and you know, they didn't necessarily hate him, but there was definitely heat between WWE as the company and CM Punk. You know, whether it was created by WWE or CM Punk, or, you know, just mutually created. It was definitely there, and you could tell. But the thing is we saw NXT TakeOver show, I believe it was last year, where he appeared. He got mentioned, and he was highlighted with his nameplate and all for it. He's been in video packages recently for like the 25th anniversary was a big one in my opinion. He's been referenced by announcers recently and everything else. So I'm almost confident he's recontracted. I just don't know what they're saving him for. And then it made sense. It made sense around Royal Rumble that they'd pull him out, that there would be this big pop and boom, you know. They were going to shove more Roman Reigns down our throat, or they were going to surprise us with him. You know, I was counting on it. And when Rey Mysterio, no, it wasn't Rey Mysterio. Who came out of 30? Someone came out of 30. It was disappointing though, and the fact that Roman Reigns looked like he was about to win was disappointing as well. Luckily he didn't. Shinsuke Nakamura, congratulations to you taking it home, and that's fucking wonderful, I think. But no CM Punk, which was a disappointment. I half expected it. Instead, we gave the spotlight to Ronda Rousey, and I get that. That's cool. Ronda Rousey being in WWE is definitely going to be something interesting to watch how it plays out, and I am excited to see how it works. I really am. But that's what we got, and maybe it didn't make sense to spotlight him there. I could be wrong on this too. Don't get me wrong. Just all the signs feel like they're pointing there.
Vicious neck breaker.
It was a vicious neck breaker. Good job, Cole.
Why
does he talk so much?
Right there,
he needs to stop. I wish there was a way to take Michael Cole out of the game. I wish there was a way to take him out of real life too. That's not the point. Now I'm thinking, John Cena is calling out The Undertaker when The Undertaker supposedly retired last year. Now there's a lot of speculation that he might come back. There's a lot of people theorizing, as I said earlier, that if he does, he's doing it as the American Badass. I'm personally hoping he just takes his retirement with a grain of salt. He doesn't come back, and he enjoys it. He's taken a long, hard beating working with the company. He did football beforehand. I don't remember what else he did beforehand. I know it was something else he did, but you know, Mark Calloway's done football. He had a run in wrestling as Mean Mark Callis, then The Undertaker, and since becoming The Undertaker, he's just been such a strong opposing force, you know, trying to barrel through anything his way, and he's done a fucking amazing job at that. He has created one hell of a legacy in the WWE, so Mark Calloway, props to you, all the respect in the world. However, I think that he should stay retired. I'm hoping he does. But John Cena's been calling him out a lot lately. And I'm wondering, because as far as I know, there's been no confirmation, there's been no response. And I'm hoping that's for a reason. I'm hoping The Undertaker doesn't respond. I'm hoping he doesn't respond because I want John Cena to come out at WrestleMania and invoke an open challenge to anyone backstage. Anyone who's man enough to step toe-to-toe with him on the greatest stage of them all on that very night. It's an open challenge. He'll take on any comers. And then that's when the music will kick. Now, again, I highly doubt I'm right. I hope I'm right. I really hope I'm right. But there's no guarantees. So I guess we'll kind of see how it plays out and how it works. With hope, it will work out. I guess there's only one solid way to tell, and that's just to kind of wait till WrestleMania and see what happens. I already know I have arrangements to go hang out with some friends and watch it, which is going to be great. Looking forward to that. But, yeah, no, we'll definitely have to see how it plays out. Hope for the best there. Yeah, I know that's my crazy CM Punk theory. Hopefully it works out. If not, then, you know, I was wrong. It is what it is. The Undertaker returns. Hopefully he's good enough for that match, and he's able to hold himself up. I know the last couple of years he's been a little slowed down, sloppy compared to normal, which is just really sad to see. The guy does love the company, and I know he's willing to do anything he has to for the better of the company, to try to promote it, to try to build it. It's his baby, and I respect that. But I think right at this point that he might be overstepping his welcome a little bit, as where I mean by that, he's always welcome. I would love to see him, you know, every now and then, but at the same time, he shouldn't be trying to torment himself and pushing himself for the sake of the company. He's got to worry about himself now and take time to relax and enjoy. But I think that's where I'm going to wrap this up. We've been doing this a little over a half hour. I've done good. I think I've done really good. I've done pretty much a straight half hour of talking, no shutting up. I think we had a couple seconds where I went quiet here and there, but aside from that, I've done good. I've done fucking great. So that was my thoughts and feels on the subject. Again, I will try to do this in the future. I'm hoping that this can become something I can do, like, instead of doing like a podcast, do this, and it can be a little fun. You know, just kind of play through the game, maybe simulate some matches, or get Bob here and we can play Universe mode while talking at the same time. That would probably require me to get another mic, though, an actual mic instead of doing the headset like I'm doing. But definitely all stuff to be excited and hyped about, and I'm looking forward to for the future. So thank you to anyone who might have watched this in the future, who might watch this, not might have, but might watch this in the future. I'm extremely grateful for you being here and taking your time to listen to this, or if you don't, then you don't. I don't know. I have no clue what's going on, but I'm going to sign off for now, folks. Try to have a fantastic night.